Welcome in, everyone. 6 o'clock here on your Tuesday. Thank you for starting your day with us here on Sunrise. I'm Jason Hackett. Let's get out to meteorologist Guy Brown for a look at that forecast. Guy, more snow. Yes, more snow on the way here.
More snow, accumulating snow as well, but that's northern Minnesota, north of 94. So good morning to you if you're just now waking up and joining us. No accumulating snow for us here in the metro, but it's possible you could see some flakes fly. So don't let the flakes intimidate you. Very brief. No accumulations here. Rain, that will be the most widespread form of precip for us as temperatures start to warm up and climb to the low 40s later on this afternoon and evening. So 25, I will admit, once the wind gets going, you will feel the chill this morning. East-northeast breeze at 12 miles per hour. Things are a little breezy this morning. Getting out of the door early, temperatures right around the upper 20s by 9 a.m. Cloudy skies, maybe a few peaks of sunshine. Look at this by 8, sunrise time 7:15. Yeah, we could squeeze a beautiful sunrise possibly with just enough cloud cover, so we'll really have to watch that. I'll pull up some cameras as well. And then you'll see temperatures warm up today again. 40, cloudy, breezy. Widespread rain moves in tonight, and I'll keep you updated on that as I track that out here with some forecast models. All right, so 602 roads looking great. Minneapolis to St. Paul, Twin Cities, 94. Nothing to slow you down heading into western Wisconsin. Still no incidents to report throughout the metro.
All right, Guy, thank you. Our top story this morning, the city of St. Paul is scrambling right now to keep more than 200 workers on the job and off the picket lines. At any time today, they could go on strike, and the timing could not be worse here. Cece is live in St. Paul to explain for us. Cece, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, just as you mentioned, this is a big deal. I mean, the more than 200 employees that you just mentioned, they plowed the snow, they fixed the potholes, they handled the water and sewer. So pretty big roles there. Now, we know that negotiations were still happening as of last night, but workers can strike as soon as today if they want to. Now, it is important to mention, though, that even if a deal isn't reached today, that doesn't mean that workers will automatically go on strike. You'll remember workers voted to authorize a strike earlier this month. Union leaders say workers want safer working conditions, more staff, and better pay. This labor dispute is drawing a lot of interest from the public because a strike at this time, if it happened, it's when more winter weather is on the way and also during a very disruptive pothole season.
Well, I think this is the time for the union to negotiate. We're talking about the snow plowers and the pothole fixers, and if there ever was a time we needed them, it's right now. So their leverage is really great right now.
Mayor Melvin Carter says he recognizes how important these workers are to the city, and they're trying to find a solution. Jason.
Yeah, a lot of folks hoping that a deal can be struck here. Cece reporting live for us. Thank you. Another strike is hitting the 6-week mark. The Hastings school food service workers went on strike early February, calling on the district to recruit and retain quality staff and asking for better pay. This afternoon at 3, the union is hosting a rally for workers on the picket line. Light rail service is back up and running this morning in Minneapolis after a car went over the tracks and got hit by a train. This happened late last night near South 5th Street and Portland Avenue South. Metro Transit police say the 2 people in the vehicle went to the hospital, one of them with critical injuries. The people on the light rail had some minor injuries, but they are okay this morning. 3 hours from now, the man charged with killing a Twin Cities girl while she jumped on a trampoline will be sentenced. Dupree Robinson pled guilty to second-degree murder 2 weeks ago. He's facing more than 37 years in prison. Robinson shot 9-year-old Trinity Otteson Smith in May of 2021. Police say she got caught in the crossfire during a drive-by in Minneapolis. Also happening this morning, jury selection begins in the trial for a former GOP strategist charged with sex trafficking minors. In federal court yesterday, Anton Lazaro pled not guilty to all charges. He's accused of giving teenage girls lavish gifts, vape pens, and cash in return for sex. Lazaro's alleged accomplice is set to testify against him during his trial. Taking a live look at New York City this morning, where there is new information overnight in the grand jury investigating former President Donald Trump. NBC News is now reporting they do not expect a decision in that case today. Eva is following the story, and over the weekend, Eva, Trump says he expected to be indicted today, but now that may happen tomorrow.
That's right, Jason. While the U.S. District Court in Manhattan hasn't officially announced a potential arrest or when that could come, it could be likely sometime this week. The former president's prediction about an impending indictment is coupled with the spotting of his lawyers at the Southern District Courthouse yesterday, as well as amped up security around the area. That's where sources close to the situation believe a grand jury is reviewing testimony and evidence related to Trump's alleged role in a hush money payment made towards adult film star Stormy Daniels back in 2016. Michael Cohen, who was his attorney at the time, said he paid her money to not talk about an alleged affair between her and the former president. Local law professor David Schultz says now they're likely looking into whether Trump authorized those payments.
Were the payments illegal? Were they a form of illegal campaign contributions or expenditures? But additionally, it's possible, but we don't know, they may be looking into whether or not when Donald Trump, if he made these payments, did he use them from his business? And if so, did he perhaps commit fraud in trying to conceal these payments? So there's a lot of possibilities.
Coming up in 30 minutes, we'll share how a potential indictment could play a role in the 2024 election. Jason?
It could be a historic moment there in New York City. Eva Anderson reporting for us live this morning. Thank you. St. Paul Public Schools wants you to work for them, and they're willing to pay a $10,000 bonus if you get the job. The district is trying to fill several educator positions, including special ed, math, chemistry, and middle school science and PE. The positions are open for the next school year, and current staff are eligible to get those jobs. We have a link to all the details under this story at KARE11.com. And when it comes to housing instability, there's hope for families in the Northwest Metro. Students in Osseo and Brooklyn Center may now be eligible for a program called Homework Starts with Home. This is a collaboration between the school districts, Hennepin County, and YMCA to help families catch up on rent and find employment.
Our ultimate goal of the program is for families to be able to, if they want, stay in their current housing, and for especially the students to be able to stay in their schools that they're attending.
Now, they've helped around 50 families in the first year with a goal of 250 families total. Unlike other Y programs, Northwest Metro families interested in this program should go through their school districts to sign up. Minnesota is hoping to break down some barriers to getting a driver's license. The Department of Vehicle Services already offers oral driver's exams in 8 different languages for people who speak limited English. And now they're opening up 2 more locations for group exams so they can open up more testing spots.
So we have 3 sites right now, the downtown St. Paul, the Town Square building, our Eagan exam station, and our Anoka exam station, where we actually have a classroom type of space, conference room type of space, where we can host up to 7 testers. And that's a huge benefit, especially for community groups who are engaging with large groups of community who need to take the test.
The department says it's also hoping to work with the public to find other places like community centers where they can expand. This morning, Stillwater City leaders are preparing for flooding on the St. Croix River. Experts say there's a high chance of it reaching a major flood stage, which hasn't happened since 2001. The state climatologists say they're concerned since there's still so much snow on the ground and more could be on the way.
It's late in March to have that much water around. The longer that snow stays on the ground, the higher the risk of flooding.
In a meeting last night, city leaders decided they will start building a temporary dike next week to prevent flooding. That will be followed by sandbagging and parking lot closures along the waterfront. All of that information from last night's meeting should be online by today. Well, with record snow amounts this year, basement flooding is also a big concern for some homeowners. Here are 3 things you can do right now to stop it from happening.
I'm Gordon Severson. Spring flooding season is here, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to keep the water out of your home and basement. First of all, if you have basement windows, dig out that snow because as it melts, it could leak in through your windows. If you have a sump pump, test it. Pour some water down there, make sure it's running, and then go outside and make sure that the hose isn't frozen. If you have gutters, make sure they're not frozen, and make sure that water can flow through the gutter system freely and get that water away from your house.
A live look outside right now. Things are clear, but here in the Twin Cities, we're talking some flurries and rain. And Guy, you're saying some parts of the state could see some heavy snow.
Right, and that's once you go north of 94. We have winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories already posted that will go into effect this afternoon through tomorrow morning. This fireplace feels beautiful out here in our KARE 11 yard on a morning like this, where you can really feel the chill once the wind gets going too. Temperatures are not that cold at all. In fact, air temps, it's just once the wind gets going out of the east-northeast at 12 miles per hour, it feels like 14, and the wind just started to blow a little bit out here in the KARE 11 yard. I feel it every time I just tense up just like that, right? All right, today just a few flakes for you. Cloudy skies shouldn't slow you down. Travel impacts very minimal. Twin Cities here next 12 hours. Few flakes late morning, early afternoon. Temperatures start to rise up to the upper 30s, which means once that next round of precip gets going, that will fall in the form of rain as temperatures flirting with that 40-degree mark throughout the overnight hours. Tomorrow morning, maybe a few leftover areas with sprinkles or drizzle for your Wednesday morning. Otherwise, Wednesday looks quiet with cloudy skies. Snow chances Thursday, most of this trending southward on Thursday, but the chance still there. So here are some weather headlines for you just to kind of recap things. Snow, passing snow late this morning, early afternoon, just passing. Snow chances Wednesday night into Thursday. That trending south, but the chance is still there for some of that to clip portions of the metro. But again, if you're traveling south towards Rochester near the Minnesota-Iowa state line, La Crosse, Wisconsin, that looks like widespread snow to slow you down. So low chances for precip at times through the week. I know Sunday morning I have chances for flurries, but the weekend still looks lovely despite that.